Hey guys, this is Neil with Catalyst Machineworks, and I'm going to give you a step-by-step tutorial on how to get your Raceflight Catalyst Machineworks bind and fly system up in the air. So, the first thing you want to do is bind your radio to the craft. I'm going to assume you know how to do that. There's plenty of tutorials online if you don't. First thing you want to do is access the bind button on the receiver, and if you happen to have purchased one of these America systems from us, as you can see in this picture, it has a canopy and you need to access that button. So there's two ways to do it. You can go through, the first of which is to go through the two holes, one of the two holes in the rear of the canopy, use something like an Allen wrench, something that's not sharp, and bind to that button. You can access the button. If you don't feel comfortable doing that or you can't see it, you can also remove the canopy. That's the way I like to do it. Most people do it. It is actually pretty easy. It sounds scary, but it's really pretty easy. There's 4 screws here that hold the canopy on. Pull those off, move the canopy over, and then you can see there's 4 screws that hold the flight controller down. Pull those screws out, drop the flight controller, and then the receiver will be sitting on top of the flight controller, and now you have full access to it and you can bind to your craft. Go ahead and button everything back up. Once you've done that, you need to get the most current version of Raceflight on your this is the Raceflight configurator. So you go to raceflight.com. All right. Go to software. Hit on Raceflight 1. Go down to the bottom of the page. Hit on Get Started Now. And then you can see here's all the links to the configurators that you can use for various systems if you have a Mac or Windows, Linux, whatever. I want to note that you do not need to flash the board. Please don't flash the board. We've had some customers get our systems and think that they need to do that, and then everything is wiped. And you have to go and set everything back up again. Now, once you have downloaded the configurator, you're going to install it somewhere. I have already installed it on my machine. So here it is. You open up the folder, go to the Raceflight icon, hit that. All right, you want to turn on your transmitter and get the USB port on your computer plugged into the craft. Go ahead and power up the system. So plug your LiPo into the craft. Then we're going to go to Setup. We're going to hit Detect Receiver. Make sure, follow the directions. Make sure that everything is on. Props are off. Make sure the props are off the craft. Hit Next. Can take a few seconds to find the receiver. All right. Okay, it found the receiver. All right, let's go to Setup Radio. I'm going to go through these steps. All right. Arm the craft, or place the stick, or place the switch where you want it to be armed. Hit Next. And that's it. We're done. Okay, so make sure, again, make sure the props are off. And let's try and arm it. There we go. So everything's done. Hit Save. The craft is arming. And we're good to go. So it's time to go out and fly. Have a good time. Make sure that you put the props on correctly. If you go to Configuration tab, you can go look here and find out which direction we have set up your system to accept reverse prop direction or normal. Okay, and reverse prop direction is when the two front props are spinning away from each other, all right, and the rear props are spinning in towards each other. All right, that's reverse prop direction. Normal prop direction is when the two front props are spinning towards the center of the craft, towards each other, and the two rear props are spinning away from each other, right? So to the outside of the craft on either side. If you need some more